do you guys classify as like rich to you? Like for yourself?
Rich.
Like if you get there, you say I'm rich.
It's self-sustainability.
What, have you?
Yeah, same.
I'll be so honest, I don't think I'll ever get there.
Yeah. Bloody hell, mate. So you don't ever think you'll be rich?
For your own personal...
Yeah,
like,
for my own personal.
You don't...
Nah.
Well, guys, we're back again.
Back again, SB Live.
Don't know, man.
You get it?
Welcome.
SB Live.
Yes,
By the way,
yes.
we're going to pre-warn you. We have a special way of
Introducing ourselves, yeah.
Okay.
And we switch it up every episode.
Okay, I like this.
Shags is going to tell you what we're going to do for this episode.
Yeah, so this episode, because obviously there's a theme going on, the way you introduce yourself is how you will sell your podcast to an investor.
Yeah, that's what you asked me. You know what, I was thinking about this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the founder of SavvyWallet.
Yeah.
SavvyWallet is a personal finance and business platform aimed with helping people build wealth, especially from the black community, build wealth, make smart money decisions, and grow their business as well, right? And we do this through a number of ways. One of the ways we do this is through our podcast called the SavvyWallet Podcast. It's grown from a community of 10,000 people to over 8,000 people. Last year, we got 1.5 million views. This year, we're on track for 500,000. So it's crazy.
Big.
A lot.
Big.
So in terms of notable guests, we've had Franklin, who's from Coots, so he's head of entrepreneurs, so he's like a high net worth bank. We've had the footballer, Enio Loco. And really what we're trying to do is we try to keep it real as much as possible. So, a lot of people like to stunt on the internet. We try to call that out. No, we don't call out anybody specifically, but what we do is we just be real with it, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody goes through a struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we really aim to educate, keep it real, and just have relatable stories. And the main thing is it's accessible for everybody. At the end of the day, right? We want it to be accessible. So so that's SavvyWallet.
First of all,
Maybe, what's your... No, maybe it's the money. I think that because he did...
That's so corporate.
He had his numbers ready.
Been in the corporate game
Everybody.
for time.
He had his numbers ready.
He should have handed everything.
Eye contact.
He was ready.
The
And he was doing this.
The tone, the little make-ups.
That was cool.
Little smart.
Thank you. You know what? I didn't actually practice that pitch.
Really?
I just wrote
Off
my
the
notes.
dome,
Yeah.
Natural.
Off the dome, yeah.
Natural. Nice.
I mean, that's what I think
ready to
podcasting
invest,
does for you.
Honestly,
You got 100 mil for me? Yeah. I'll take that.
I don't mind that, but nothing more. Alright, cool. He smashed it.
So he
smashed it.
Wait, how are we meant to do it? Because the same podcast.
No, we have to change it.
What do you mean?
have
It's
to
the same
say
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah,
So
just do
everyone
it.
says SB Live.
Yeah, bro. Everyone does SB Live.
enough.
Everybody does SB Live.
So what does that mean? I gotta say SB Live.
No, we have to introduce ourselves.
We have to do what you did.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you didn't say your name though.
Okay.
No, that's what you said.
So now, founder.
SavvyWallet.
So my name is
Yeah.
Ato Jay, founder of SavvyWallet.
Ato Jay.
Yeah.
So the J,
That's not.
there's more to it, right?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. Jay, to be fair, my middle name is Ato Jay SavvyWallet, so I take the J from that.
Okay.
What country you from?
I'm Nigerian and Sierra Leonean, but mostly Nigerian.
You know what's so interesting?
Nigerian,
Our
but-
pod actually consists of Nigerians and Sierra Leone.
Yeah, funny enough.
yeah.
There's
I got
one
this.
member
I
that's
got
Sierra
this.
Leone. Where's the Ghanaian?
Oh, you're talking about Arsenal. Oh, sorry.
What are you talking about?
You got some Ghanaians.
You don't know your members.
Well, he's on another podcast. Don't worry, you have to pitch that one. That's what you're gonna pitch for. But yeah,
That.
I don't know.
How you getting shy? How you getting shy?
you know it's not shy, yeah? Because what you did was I would have given you money, bro.
You messed me up with
Because normally, we do this light-hearted banter. You did your corporate.
He said,
I'm actually scared now.
I'm actually a bit
You
shook.
gave us chest.
But you know what?
For real.
God Almighty, Lord, take the wheel, Lord. Anyway, I do mine in a Nigerian accent every time.
Every time.
You know, sometimes give a rest, my
No,
boy.
no.
I ain't investing.
I want the money from you, not from you. So it's okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oluwasegun Aderinto, and today I want to really just talk to you about a fantastic innovation, a fantastic business idea called SB Live. This is a platform that brings very smart individuals like Ato Jay. We've had Estelle from Car Company, people who are the body minds of the future. These are people that will encourage the youth to also have fun, but be serious. Know that the community can come together, make money, grow wealth, and be great. But yes, we are SB Live, and please invest.
I ain't investing, bro.
I liked it.
Why are you a hater?
I'll buy you some suya.
I like it.
That's about it.
Deep,
I ain't investing, bro.
But yeah, no.
So just because I said it like that. So just because of my accent.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Are we not
You know, we
we should
got
invest
prejudice.
back home though.
That's
No,
what we
right?
got
Not in
prejudice.
him.
No.
So you're gonna give him 100 million naira because he will
Bro,
just. He
he
said,
could have. That was fantastic.
Nah,
"Don't say that." No, you can have whatever you want. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
What, come like TI, fam?
But yeah, no.
You are
listen,
gone. I'm hot, man.
Thank you to my esteemed business partner over there. My name is Emmanuel.
Hi, man.
Hi,
To
Emmanuel.
continue from what he said, we've been in some great publications. The Shade Borough, if you will, guys. You've heard of that, right?
Yep.
Great. Also, as well, we've been in the Evening Standard. So we've thrown some
gonna say
great
that.
events. We've netted some great profits in the high six-figure region.
Naira.
But yes, we've been able to generate some good revenue, and we have projected profits on more events coming. My esteemed counterpart over there will give us some more examples later on. But yes, we are a podcast aimed at empowering the youth, giving them the tools and the mentorship that they need to be able to deal with, the pressures of adulthood and manhood. And also as well, just being able to have laugh as friends, show that we're not always having to be, the black stereotype as men. So I think there is a lot of value in our podcast. There is a lot of, what's the word? Financial opportunity for you guys.
Investment's gone.
For you guys.
Investment's gone.
Yes, as I said, I will pass it to my...
I think we need to get Ato on board, to get our pictures. Honestly, because we're not making any money right now.
Yeah.
You always got your accent.
I think the investors are going to tell us to pay them for the time we're wasting. They're like, guys, look, we're going to send you invoice because you lot are taking the mic, mate.
Hey, yo, fam.
Honestly, yeah, you've actually made me scared. I don't know what to say. Bro. Your thing was rad.
Sorry, you know
Right.
what? I was even nervous. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Moses Akamu. As a corporate M&A lawyer, I've seen my fair share of transactions and raising capital for businesses. And one thing I've come to know is, as well as the business, what's important is who you're investing in. And one thing I could confirm to you is that I was going to say another business. Another business.
Jack is saying,
I'm so used to this voice.
So many different deals.
Yeah, sorry.
Another business, I can't believe it.
SB Live is a culmination of 6 individuals that come from different walks of life, but have a shared journey. Now, why us? I'm an individual that was born in Nigeria, Ibadan to be precise, and I never thought that my life would amount to anything, especially due to the surroundings that I had. Luckily, I had parents who were daring and decided to make the bold move to UK. And I've seen struggle. I've seen my parents striving to make a better future for myself and my siblings. And that's always inspired me to want more for myself. I've had the luxury of meeting these amazing individuals here today. And we realized we had shared journeys. And we decided that the experiences we've had, it's important that we discuss it and inspire the next generation. So SB Live is not just a podcast. SB Live is a mirror. SB Live is showing to people that look just like them can make a difference in the world. So you may see some of the conversation we had and think it's about jest, but it's a lot more than that. It's about inspiring the next generation. And we believe with your investment, we can continue on this journey. And one thing you could be rest assured, if I can make it out of Ibadan, if I can make it out of Dagenham and become a lawyer in this country, I can definitely use your money well. Thank you very much.
Almost as the kind
He said corporate voice. His one was more corporate than me. And he had the shirt as well.
You know what it was, yeah? When you said M&A lawyer, I knew you got in your mouth.
I knew it was finished.
I knew you've already entered the realm.
Yeah.
I already knew. I already knew.
Done the madness.
Yeah.
You know, you should have sat here.
When I see him do this, I say,
I almost said that for company, bro.
No, you're silly. You're silly. This guy's used to pitching that company.
Yeah,
What a
man.
picture. Yeah, damn. What if I do now?
What does one
Let's be live. Skirt.
Hey, Ola, do not kill me.
Yeah, boy.
Ola, do not kill me, please.
SB Live. It's a platform. It's a podcast. Not just for me, but for you. 6 young black men coming out of DAG. What should I say? Barking? Maybe Basildon. Maybe Raynham. You never know. Somewhere. Well, invest in us. Not just because we want you to, but don't you want to support your people? Yeah? Don't you want us to be great? Don't you want to be great? Think about it. We are SB Live.
That was car salesman.
It's so quiet as well. I love it.
You know, with the idea, it went to save the children.
Car salesman. Save the children. Hungry black kids.
Hungry black kids.
Hey, yo,
You know that man that stop your road.
You don't think it was the sales?
Yeah.
I was going through a lot.
Cool. That
As
was,
you can see, we don't take our
It's hot though.
but
It's just me.
yeah,
It's hot,
that was
yeah.
tough. But everyone,
No, I think the winner we have to say is Ato, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
no.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you.
this is a very special guest.
No,
Me
yeah.
personally, I could say you make my mornings
Definitely,
every week
man.
very educational. Like you've had some
Yes,
amazing guests.
Thank you.
And I definitely value what you do. I think
100%.
keep on pushing. I think you deserve so much recognition for what you do.
Thank you. I
The way
appreciate
you're
that.
able
100%.
to gain a lot of insight from just watching your podcast. Like you genuinely allow your guest to speak and feel open and comfortable. And in doing so, you unearth so many like truths and insights that people like myself are learning a lot from. Like I could watch your episode and from stuff people have said, I'm like, okay, let me research this,
Yeah,
research
definitely,
that.
bro.
So big well done, and we're excited to have you
Thank
here
you.
today personally.
Ah, that's an honor, honestly.
No,
you know
thank
what?
you so
Yeah,
much,
it's mad
man.
that.
Yeah.
Because I don't even, obviously, like I was telling you just before we recorded, for me, really, it's like I'm just focused on doing what I've got to do. My goal is I want to get to 100 million views. That's what I'm trying to do.
Amazing.
Right. So when I see young men like you know what's crazy, right? I've had a lot of people from random places. I was in City Splash a few weeks ago. I had a lot of guys.
Hey, this guy, you like to have fun.
You're big, you know.
Yeah, I don't like fun.
Yeah,
Just
bro.
because
I went to
money.
see his flash, you know.
I'm outside, you know. Don't get twisted. Don't get twisted.
I love it. I love it. I love
I
it.
enjoy myself.
I love that. I love that.
After hours, bro.
I think there's something very integral in what you were saying, even when you were pitching yourself, in a sense where you keep it very grounded.
Yeah,
And I
man.
think for me, that's the key. That, bro, all of us that are just young men trying to just figure life out. That's why you get people coming up to you, because we can all connect with that real life aspect of it. Because it's like, yeah, okay, cool. There's the glitz and glamour of social media, but here is someone talking about the reality of what it takes to actually
Exactly.
get something.
Be successful, man.
You know what I mean? So for us as like young men trying to move and shit, yeah, bro. So
Nah, you're
Thank
doing
you.
your thing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
man.
man.
It's real out here. Look, we're in a cost of living crisis.
Well, yeah,
You know,
bro.
like that.
A serious one.
Question.
Crazy.
I want to ask you, what makes you, like, what made 100 million the aim?
That's an interesting thing. I don't know. I just wanted something tough. Do you know what I mean? I wanted 100 million. To me seems almost impossible.
Okay.
So I wanted something that, you know what, this is gonna be hard, and it might be a life goal for me.
I hear
Okay.
you.
Do you know what I mean? It might be something that I do for most of my life. So that's the reason.
Shoot
Yeah,
for the
just wanna-
stars.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, you got. I think
beautiful,
you got to
man.
try and be a bit like ambitious and a
Yeah.
bit bold, and
100.
have a bit of audacity.
Nah, real.
As well, do you know what I mean? As you know, as I feel like as black people, sometimes I feel like, if I say about myself personally through my journey, I would say that maybe I haven't been as audacious as I should have been. So I thought, you know what? Let me just
Yeah, 100 million.
Yeah.
And I say
You
that
know
to
what?
people. I'm gonna do 100 million.
This
And they look at me like, ooh. And I'm like, no, that's not bad.
And you know what you said about audacious? I think especially sometimes it's hard. And I think this is, it links so well with what you do because it's like we rarely get to see people who look like us do amazing things or like do crazy things. Like I remember coming out of uni and I used to tell people like, fam, if I get 50 bags coming out of uni in terms of salary, honestly, I used to tell people that like, I told them, you man, I've made it in life.
Yeah.
And but when you actually start to be around people, see things, you realize how not silly. Silly sounds like a wrong word.
Not silly, I think
It's like how unfortunate. What's the word?
Unexposed.
Yeah, that's it. How unexposed our environment is, and to allow us to understand what more looks like. Because when you start going to corporate environments, you start to see what is actually possible, what you can actually own, and then when you even start to speak to people, even in those environments, you realize they even have people that they are looking to as well. And it's like you sit with an MD, you have a conversation with him. He's probably net worth of maybe 4 or 5 million come, but he has a boy who is on 50 million.
That's even higher than him.
And he's looking at him like, yeah, he does these things. He buys trees for 250 bags. Like, no, for real.
They be doing that.
No joke. No joke.
Wine,
He
everything.
told me,
Yeah.
one of my MDs told me, like one of my friends, he buys trees for 250 bags to put in his yard.
That's funny, though.
I like, for me, I was
too
like,
much money.
what do you mean? Like, he's like,
just wanna buy a house.
he looks at people, bro, for that costs like a tree, bro. It's just mad. Bro, so for me, it's like when you said that, it's like it reminds me that even the ambitions I have for myself, they need to be 10x.
Yeah, 100.
Because you need to, and I think that also will drive a spirit in you that, because I listened to your pod with Tunde. Is it Tunde? And you were talking around just how regimented you are when it comes to SavvyWallet, in terms of how, like, obviously probably come from your consulting background as well, but like how very regimented. And I was thinking like, this guy is serious passion. Like you're doing very well, but you're still like, there's like, and now I think that just commonized with what you just said in terms of said 100 million is my goal, so I can see, you're gonna work like a madman. You have to
think about it.
You ain't got a choice.
Because exposure is a powerful thing. If he's sitting with some of the guests he's had are doing
Crazy.
mad
It's crazy.
stuff. You can't be hearing that on a regular
And live life
Some of
normal.
the- let me tell you something.
Job. You'd be like, huh? You want
Let
more?
me tell you something. Some of the guests. Okay, so I had the ISA millionaire, right? So he's connected me with another of his friend who's also a millionaire through investing. I was like, rah, like, because a lot of people don't think you can become a millionaire through investing. So when I found him, I was like, sick. I got to get you on the podcast. And then now he's connected me with his friend. I was like,
That's
rah,
even
like,
more.
so you lot, and he's even younger
Wow.
than him. I was like, rah, this is. But the thing is, we're just not exposed to it. That's the thing. These guys are making money. They're living a different lifestyle that we're not living. We're not exposed to it. And you know what it is, Like, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but I'll say it. So on SavvyWallet, if you notice, there's like these lines at the top, 3 lines. It's like dashes at the top and bottom. That means enlightenment. That's what it means.
Okay,
So if you watch it, you'll be enlightened.
Wow.
So that's the point of it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think about all of this stuff.
This designer got lazy and just
No. That's the point. Yeah. So it's about if you watch it, you'll be enlightened.
Wow,
Right? So once
okay.
you've been enlightened, you're not gonna go back.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a better life. For
And you want
yourself.
more as well.
amazing. That's amazing.
Interesting
clean.
to hear, and I think for me, I'm quite interested to know about like your background now, and like what actually got you to start SavvyWallet.
Hold on.
Oh, seriously.
I've got it again.
My bad.
We're going into interview mode.
Sorry, the conversation.
Because you like money, I want to test how much you know about money. Nah, it's a light game. Trust me, it's a very light-hearted game.
He says
It's
that and he gets
basically-
mad.
Nah, it's very light-hearted. Whose net worth is lower or higher? So you just got to decide if they're higher or lower, right? So I'm going to give you 2 names.
Okay.
You got to guess who has the higher net worth.
Okay.
Yeah? Simple?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos?
Elon.
Nice and easy one.
Looked at his phone. Like,
Exactly 342 billion now for Elon. And this is according to Forbes, by the way, all of these. Jeff Bezos is 215 billion.
Okay, so not far off.
Yeah, I think Jeff Bezos after the divorce, obviously he's taking.
Yeah, he was a bit, yeah.
May that never be anybody's portion.
Amen. Okay, Warren Buffett or Bill Gates?
That's a
Interesting.
that's a
Damn, bro.
tough
That's
one.
a tough one.
Oh,
That's an interesting one though.
Gates.
Anyone else want to guess?
I think Warren.
I mean, I know the answer.
Oh, I think
Gates?
it is. Yeah.
Warren.
Swear.
Is it?
Warren, I think Warren.
He
Something
exceeded
happened with
it.
Warren recently.
It must have been recent.
Yeah.
No, so also with Bill Gates, you remember, I think it was 2 years ago, he said now he's going to actively start to reduce his wealth.
Okay.
Okay,
So that's what I'm
okay,
thinking.
You know,
okay.
Charity
prior
stuff.
to that, if you look at 5-10 years ago, he's always been climbing, right?
Yeah.
He's always been top 3. But he's actively not trying to increase his net worth.
So I guess
Okay.
due to that,
He just keeps reducing it. So every
Okay.
year you'll start to see it just keeps dropping.
Just
now.
that charity.
He used to be
Yeah,
on
yeah.
200 and something.
That's
Now
what I was
it's-
thinking.
Wow. What's he on? He's on 100.
100 something, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Arnold Schwarzenegger
This is an interesting
or
one.
Tyler Perry?
Hey, why you put me in that kind of spot, man?
Ah,
That's not fair. You can't do
I
that.
told you. I warned you, bro. He says it's easy,
Tyler
then he does
Perry.
horrible things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry.
He's putting out. Yeah, he's putting out a lot of
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
Tyler's a billionaire, no?
Yeah.
He's a billionaire?
Billionaire,
They're both
yeah,
billionaires.
billionaire.
Yeah.
Everyone
Arnold's
in this
a
list is
billionaire.
You didn't know?
Yeah. So Arnold Schwarzenegger's
I'll be
1.1
back.
billion.
What?
Tyler Perry's
Wow.
1.4 billion.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I don't know what Arnold
'Cause I know
Schwarzenegger's
that
doing.
Tyler Perry has the whole.
He's got his
Yeah,
own
yeah, this
studio.
stage,
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Yeah, ready? Rihanna
Okay.
or LeBron James?
Rihanna.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we have.
Oh,
What are you doing?
sorry. It's got nothing to do with me. It's
Yeah.
no.
It's
Unless
really-
it's LeBron recent. It's got
No,
to be.
no.
No, Rihanna.
LeBron just recently became a billionaire like a year and a half
That's what
ago.
I'm thinking.
But Riri's been mashing work with
Final?
Fenty.
You sure?
I think Rihanna.
Stay there.
Sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man.
By 100K.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
By 100.
This guy, you're cheeky.
Yeah, it's mad. So it's LeBron's 1.3, Rihanna's 1.4.
That's 100K, you know. That's 100 million.
100.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Sorry, 100. My tax bracket is not used to calculate billions. Alright,
You know,
cool.
if you did that in bro, that would have been a bad thing.
Do you know what kind of L you'll face?
Yeah.
Doing 100Ks and 100 M's.
Next one,
bro.
Oprah Winfrey
Yeah.
or Kim Kardashian?
Ooh.
Oprah.
Yeah.
Sure?
She has her own
Skims?
network.
It's the channels.
She has
It's
a-
the channels. It's the
Oprah,
channels.
yeah.
Skims?
I think as far as I know.
Ooh, actually,
Oprah.
ooh. I
I think
swear.
trying to throw us up.
No, I'm not.
think-
I'm actually
No,
not.
'cause I'm
I
trying
think
to
it should be
think.
It's
Oprah.
like, you know, saying it like it's mad.
There was a
clear.
time people were saying
It
that.
used to be
Kim
Oprah all
is
the time.
rich, you know.
Man, don't say
Ooh,
skin.
no.
What?
You know what? It's because I only have the list of black women in my mind.
Yeah,
I know
and
that
Oprah's always been at
yeah,
the top.
Oprah's always been near the top. And I know there's this Nigerian old tycoon woman.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
really high too.
Well, red. That's the
Yeah.
She became the richest black woman
Yeah,
recently, and
yeah.
Oprah used to be the richest.
But the only thing is, I remember people used to say that Kim is more richer than Kanye. So I know, so I know
She is.
Kim is
that's
probably
crazy.
like, she's not like low billions. She might be like 5, maybe 6. Yeah.
What?
Maybe.
you went too far.
sorry.
Way too far.
Sorry.
She's a billionaire, my boy.
sorry.
That's mad. So Kim Kardashian's 1.7 billion,
Oh, okay.
and Oprah is 3 billion.
Wow.
That
Okay.
own network is not a joke.
Yeah, that old money. Yeah.
Nah,
Network.
Oprah Winfrey's caked, you know.
She's cake, but
That woman is
Yeah,
rich.
she's been rich for a while. She's been rich for a long time.
Bro.
Yeah, she's been.
That's what we
Okay.
call compound
I'm gonna
interest.
give you 2 more. Yeah. Vince McMahon
Hey, what's the
I
guy?
like this one.
But you say he sold.
Hey, let's see.
or Jay-Z.
No, come on.
Jay.
It's
Jay, man.
Yeah, because I think it's Vince. I think
It's
Vince.
No, you can't. You've looked
Okay,
up
okay,
my-
I think
No,
I think
no,
the value of
I like-
WWE is
I like-
not as high.
Yeah.
So who?
I think it's Jay.
Yeah.
I think it's Jay.
No, but you see, the thing is, yeah, Vince sold WWE. A bit of it, I think.
Well, he's sharing.
He still retains a share.
He
but
returns,
yeah,
but he
yeah,
sold a
sure,
lot.
sure,
I think
yeah.
it's Jay for sure.
I think it's Jay though.
Yeah.
I think it's Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Final
Because of that, is it? Do you say that he's got?
That.
He got alcohol.
Yeah.
He got alcohol brand. Is
Do you
it?
say? Do you say it's not his? Is it?
Ace of Spades.
Is it? Is it?
It's
Ace-
something else.
I thought Ace of Spades did, you know? No, Ace. No, that's
Ace
a rock.
Ciroc.
Okay,
That's a
so
rock.
That's Jay-Z.
there's a 500 million difference.
Yeah, I
That's a
thought.
big difference.
It's Jay, man.
Who's it?
Therefore, Jay.
It's Vince.
What? Vince.
Vince
Even
is
with all
3
the
billion.
Told you.
and
What?
Jay's 2.5.
Wow.
According to Forbes.
Telling you, man.
Oh my God, I thought that guy
No,
was down
do you know
bad.
what WWF is?
According
Stay
to
there.
Forbes.
Okay,
Alright.
last one. Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Or who?
Michael Jordan.
Oh. I feel like you put this one is as a wild card.
Taylor Swift or Michael Jordan?
No, Michael, man. I'm going Michael. That Nike lifetime though.
Taylor Swift is
Taylor's got money.
She's got money.
She's
though.
got money, and her fan
bigger
base
than
is
Beyonce,
crazy.
Is she independent
Taylor.
now?
I know she's bigger.
Her fan
not
base
sure.
is crazy.
It's Taylor. It's Taylor.
bigger than Beyonce.
I mean,
bro.
the truth is, it's got to be Jordan, man. Jordan's still
It's got
the
Jordan,
best-selling
man.
trainers of all time. I don't think anybody can beat that, man.
Taylor still.
But Taylor's
There's no way Taylor's more than that.
But her music
Taylor?
is
Crazy.
bro.
Crazy.
And she
And
has
what it does
business.
is
Crazy.
She has businesses.
Taylor.
Yeah.
No way she's more than Jordan at this point.
What's your fan?
I think
say
Jordan.
Taylor.
I say
Jordan,
Jordan. I
man.
say Jordan.
I couldn't spin you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
It's clear. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
clear. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, that guy's gone, bro.
It's almost 2 billion more.
Yeah.
Almost 2 billion. So Taylor's 1.6 billion.
Yeah.
Jordan's 3.5 billion.
Yeah.
It's
It
very
makes sense,
clear.
man. Come on, man. Jordan's
very
are the best selling.
But that goes to show you, Oprah's done her thing, fam.
Yeah.
But she's been rich for a very long
No,
time.
I'm just saying, like,
rich,
she's,
bro.
her richness is not as visible as like a.
It's not like Jordan.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For her,
Yeah.
for her to still be that like level of up, considering it's entertainment money, bro, that's yeah, bro. She's well invested.
What would you guys classify as like rich to you? Like for yourself?
rich.
Like if you get there, you say, I'm rich.
I say for me, it's
We've had this conversation
I'll
a
say
few
for me,
times.
it's
man.
self-sustainability.
What, have you?
Yeah, same.
I'll be so honest. I don't think I'll ever get there.
Bloody hell, mate. So you don't ever think you'll be rich?
For your own personal.
Yeah,
Like,
my own
you,
personal.
you don't think you ever reach a figure that you see yourself as rich?
Even if you can like comfortably pay all your bills, like look after your family and whatever, like
I think
and like
So Oprah money, you still won't say you're rich?
no.
So what are you broke?
I don't know.
interesting.
I think I'll
I
say.
didn't know this about you.
No, I
This is
think
new.
I can get to a point of contentment, but I think I would feel very entitled to call myself rich. I don't know how to
I
explain.
get what you mean.
Because for me, like if I call myself rich, it means I'm like there, like I've made it.
What is your
I've
question? Is your
achieved.
question like what would make you content, or is your question?
You know, it's asking what will make you
Intentionally
What
rich.
make you rich?
Rich.
Okay, I get what you.
Yeah.
Okay, now I get
so
where it's coming
I
from.
can't call myself that. Even though I was the richest person in the world, I don't think I can say that.
This is a morality thing.
I want to
Yeah.
know your answer.
Mine is for me is like it's taking care of my family,
Purpose.
going as many holidays as I want to. All the bills are
what I want to
covered.
do.
You get what I'm
Okay,
trying to
okay,
say?
okay.
That's the thing for me.
Okay.
To be honest, right? Like I think if I can do what I want to do without having to worry about money, to me, that I feel
You're rich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For me, it's
literally the same.
self-sufficiency.
yeah.
Literally the same.
Yeah.
I said it, yeah.
Why I said rich is because it's very subjective, bro.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, I think my control of time, in the sense that I can literally do whatever I want with my time. I don't have to do
Exactly.
anything. I don't have to go to work. I don't have to. I'm not reporting to someone. I could do whatever. If I want to fly out and stay in a country for 6 months, I could
But-
do it.
but isn't
so it's
that-
not monetary?
But isn't that driven by your ambitions, though, and a bit difficult? Because it's
What do you
like,
mean?
how can I put it? Your time is driven by your ambitions in terms of what you want to do and what you want to achieve for yourself. So, like right now, all you said you wanted to do right now, you could do it right now.
I can't go live in a country for 6 months and not have to work.
You could, like, it depends how you want to live, and it depends what you want to do.
Where am I living for 6 months?
I'm just saying, like, you don't need
Asia. A lot of people are living in Asia. A lot of people live in Asia.
You don't need to live like.
Added another nuance. To
It's like you could have that now. Like you don't. You
No,
could
but
do.
I can't. I've got a mortgage, bro. I still got to pay.
You don't
my
have to have the
mortgage.
mortgage. You could go Thailand.
You say that you
can sell it.
Bro, you could go.
You can sell it.
Bro,
So you're
I
saying
wouldn't sell it. So
and you have that time, bro.
no, yeah, but also
You
like
basically saying
you
you
could
broke,
go.
you have the time.
Bro, who is it? Was it Nelson that was telling me he met some guy that was on the beach that just sells seashells and just chills? Like that's what I'm saying. Like you could like, how can I say it? Manipulate your life to give you that. But I'm saying is you could have all the money
I
in the
don't want
world.
to lose the luxuries of life.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the luxuries of life are everlasting. So you get what I mean? So it's like you will have you can have your time and be in a point where you have all your time, but once you have any ambition again, you have to now divorce your time to get that ambition.
I hear that. I respect that. But I'm
so
saying
like,
He's gonna
yeah,
now give you a.
it's an element of
Yeah.
So you divorce that time. However, I want to get to a stage. So sacrificing my time right now to get to a stage where I'm no longer required to divorce my time. I'm in a self-sustaining part of life. I can cover my bills, look
Okay,
after
okay.
family,
So
and
that-
I've got
I see what you mean.
For
I'm
me,
with you, I'm
it's
with you now.
flexibility of time.
So it's almost like you have the decision or not to chase your ambitions.
Yeah, I
So
can
like
do
you
it.
might
I
want to
don't
do
need
it, but you don't have to.
I don't need it.
Okay.
I'm set. So for me, it's not a figure because I don't really think a figure can determine like how rich you are, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
You gotta be intentional.
yeah, because
Yeah.
one thing I've learned,
Intentional.
yeah,
Otherwise, you won't stop.
yeah,
I'm telling you.
Think
you
about it.
won't
No matter
stop.
how rich you are, there's something that is expensive to you.
100%.
Yeah.
There'll be something that you can't buy,
Yeah.
even if you're a billionaire.
Look at
can't
Elon.
buy a country.
Look at Elon. You can't buy Trump, bro.
But then that's why
Them man are bastard.
Even what he's doing in
Yeah.
space, that he's milking all his money.
I didn't even know that the government was actually like, what's the word? Funding part of SpaceX. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The government.
The government, bro.
It
Is what it is, man. This,
world, though.
politics is in everything.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the truth.
yeah.
Yeah, politics is in everything.
Whatever they're sort of discovering at SpaceX is somehow gonna sort of benefit the military to some degree.
Yeah, but I just thought it was very for someone who was so anti-Biden, for someone that was so very vocal for Trump. I found it very intriguing that was going on. Someone that was very much against I'm forgetting the department that they said that was wasting a lot of money. No, not Doge. That's what he created. It was another entity that they found out was doing. There's the one that they said was giving money to Boko Haram and that. I forgot the name of the division, but it's like someone that was calling that out, but was also taking money from the government to fund your project was very interesting.
These billionaires, they know how to like.
Where they manipulate.
Think about it. Think
Yeah.
about it. These
They
men are
know
all
how
rich.
to-
Yeah.
Why do you think they do all this stuff? They do it for their own benefit.
Yeah.
That's how you got
have
to
to.
see it, right? So
Yeah.
Elon will say anything for his own benefit.
Yeah.
It's not about government or no government at the end of the day, right? If
It's
you-
true. Whoever helps your self-interest.
Exactly.
Back.
If
I'll never-
Biden was willing to help him, he's
He would
gonna
take it.
back him.
I'll never forget the
Yeah.
day when when Buhari first came into power. I know you're Nigerian, you know the politics. Dangote was in both people's houses that day.
Yeah, bro.
I swear to you.
Bro.
Yeah.
He went to Goodluck's house. I love the Goodluck's house, and Buhari won. He went to Buhari's
Yeah,
house.
no matter what, he's
Do
fine.
you hear
He's
what
there.
happened with
What,
Mark?
guy?
Do you hear what happened with Trump? All the big tech went to
Yeah.
they went to go and bend the knee.
Fam, you have to.
Yeah, they're not trying to. They don't want that.
They don't want no smoke.
Yeah.
Hey, you see
They don't
Trump?
want that smoke.
Man, that guy's on smoke,
But
bro.
I think what he said was very important about like there needs to be intentionality with that target you just said because of these sort of things where it's insatiable, bro. We're insatiable.
Yeah.
We're always gonna want more.
You're gonna
now
want
the
more.
question for us is okay, cool. Let's say you are planning for self-sufficiency. What type of self-sufficiency?
Yeah. At what point do you hit contentment?
Yeah. What
When do you
type
hit
of
contentment?
self-sufficiency
Truth is,
is enough?
The truth
You
is,
know?
right? Like, I think it's. If I'm going to be honest, I think it's hard to stop.
It is.
If you're an ambitious person.
That's my problem.
I think the truth is,
saying.
if you're
That's your
ambitious,
problem.
if you're
That's what I'm
ambitious, you're not going to stop.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
man.
you
That's the
then
truth.
see that you could do more.
You get bored. Like, when I go on holiday, you enjoy it the first week, 2 weeks.
Man,
After
said,
the
I wanna
third
go back
week,
home, bro. 2 days
I wanna
I'm
go
done.
grind,
yeah,
bro.
you're bored. So
The crux of what you're saying,
Yeah.
it gets to a point where it's even past money now. It's not
Yeah,
even about
bro.
making more money now.
It's a mental thing.
It's I just like
You like
Grinding.
you like the grind.
Grinding.
You got to admit it.
grinding.
Yeah.
This
like
is
the
fun
work.
to me now.
So do you lot love the grind like this? Like you love the hustle?
I think I like to figure stuff out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
problem
I
solving.
think I like to
Problem
be like, oh
solving,
yeah,
yeah.
I did
Solution
it.
based.
I made it, or I made this money. I think that's what they like. So yeah, I think.
do you
everything's
enjoy
cool.
that more than the remuneration you may get from it?
I like both.
Yeah,
I like both.
I hear it.
You like the challenge of doing something.
Yeah.
And then if you get money on top, you can be like,
it's
yeah,
icing on the cake.
yeah, why not?
But I
Fair.
think it's more so directed towards things that like are beneficial to like you and
Exactly.
like, your future, what you're like. For me, like I wouldn't say that I enjoy problem solving. Like not that I don't like work or whatever, but problem solving at work is not what gets me up in
Exactly.
the morning. But if I'm problem solving for something that's gonna benefit
That you're passionate
me
about.
Yeah.
long term in terms of like a business idea or this, for example, or whatever. Now that's a different type of problem solving that I could probably do for the rest of my life. Do you get it? Whereas I don't see myself trying to problem solve for someone else's business for the rest of my life, like getting paid a nominal amount. You know what I mean? Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, of course, but that's not necessarily the type of problem solving or work that I like to do. It's more so if we're talking about the sort of work that I would find exciting, that would make me feel like, oh, this is insatiable. It's more linked to whatever it is we're building as a team or whatever. You know?
Okay. So back to Mr. Ato. Now we can interview.
Okay, cool.
Now we can get into it.
Okay. So I see you have a ringer on your
Yes,
finger.
yes, I'm
Married
married.
man?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
same camp. Yeah. When did you get married?
3 years ago, my anniversary was on Tuesday.
Oh,
Wow.
happy
Yeah,
anniversary.
thank you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Anniversary.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about like your background generally? I know that's an open-ended question, but
Yeah. You know what? Okay, obviously, you know I'm Nigerian, Sierra Leonean.
Yep.
My parents weren't born here; they were born in Africa. Both born in Africa. My mum was studying in France.
nice.
My dad was in London, and then they happened to meet, and then they had me. Then my mum, after uni, moved into London. So I was born in France, though.
Okay. Only child?
No. There's 4 of us.
4 of us.
So yeah.
Can you speak French?
No, bad. No, that's bad.
That
was just crazy. All I can say, ça va.
Ça va.
Bonjour. Au revoir. That's it. No. I can't remember that. You know what? At one point, I wanted to learn French because I wanted to go back to where I was born, and then the motivation, I was like, this is long, man.
I hear it, man.
Well, French is long, you know.
I'm trying to learn English.
Yeah.
See how Trent was speaking Spanish today.
You're saying about your parents?
Yeah, so I mostly grew up in South London. I actually still live in South London. You know, I
Didn't want to get out.
Do you want to go far? Boy, you can
I
get
love South London, man. You know what? No,
Wait,
so
are you
I'm no.
it makes sense.
I don't cry. No. I said no. Let me say that. Oh my god, that sounded mad because I actually got family.
Where you're from?
I got family in Croydon, so that sounds mad. Because I got a lot. I've actually got family and people in Croydon. So if they listen to this, sorry about that. Shout out Croydon. Croydon's my place because I'm always in Croydon.
Oh, now it's
What was your place?
That made it sound mad. No, so I'm on the outskirts of Southeast. Yeah, so apart from like living in London, I lived in Nigeria for a year for school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my parents wanted me to, I guess, experience Nigeria. Wanted me to be, funny enough, they wanted me to be around wealthy kids. So what's interesting is my family, my parents are not wealthy to do, but my mom had business at that time and it was doing all right. So they decided to send me to like boarding school in Nigeria for a
Did
year.
you fetch water?
I was, what did he say?
Did you say did you fetch water?
Yeah.
They wanted him to be around.
This was boarding school. This was a
They
good
wanted
boarding
him to
school.
be around wealthy kids.
This was a good boarding school.
Checking, bro. I don't know. Like,
I didn't go to the bad boarding school. I went to the good one. They couldn't beat us. They couldn't beat us. They could shout us though. They shout us. They shout us. Yeah. They didn't beat us. They didn't beat us. They didn't beat us.
The Shell youths went to your school. The youths, yeah.
We had like people from everywhere.
Okay.
India, Amsterdam.
Yeah. Is the
man.
Shell?
You know those schools, you come out, everyone's just got an ambiguous accent.
Yeah, it all sounded American.
Yeah.
But they used to tease me because obviously I'm from like London. And
Yeah.
that, But then
That's
obviously
so funny.
Wow.
Yeah, so
we
what
started
age
liking
range
each
was
other.
that, sorry?
I left year 9 and then
wow,
I went there
wow.
for year 10.
Oh, wow.
Year 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were
man.
grown.
Did you come back a little fresh?
Yeah, a little bit. I used to be like, now. And my friend was like, wow, bro, like you're very fresh. Everybody just used to like. Came back to It was funny. Like, so obviously you don't even notice that about yourself. But I think it gave me appreciation of my country. Back home, and obviously as well, I think seeing the wealth there because I went to one of my friends' house because he was wealthy in Nigeria. I went to his house there and it was crazy. Like,
Right, there's actually money here.
Yeah, black people.
Man,
See Nigeria?
I ain't never seen one like that.
A lot of money.
Because obviously to me, I was like, I just saw the hood.
Yeah.
But there I was like, rich black people.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So,
Like I feel like Nigeria really humbles you with cribs, man.
oh yeah.
It's on another level.
The
Like, I see-
architecture is crazy.
Yeah, ridiculous.
The finishing is poor though, but the architecture is crazy. Because you go into it, some stuff will be breaking, but it looks like.
No, Nigeria is an amazing
Yeah.
place because I think, like now when I've been to Nigeria recently over the last couple of years, and I like seeing the houses there and then see my parents come here, I can see they'll be like, "What boys' quarters is this?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the houses are so tiny in
We
comparison.
don't have space.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. We don't
You
have
can't
space.
compare the land.
You can't.
Okay, so let's fast forward a bit. So, Ato ends up studying law,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Lawyer like Bissy.
How did you get there? Why did you not continue?
Ooh, law. So I've always, funny enough, I've been interested in politics and law for some reason. I've always been interested in that. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a law degree. And criminal law was what I was looking at doing there. I wanted to do
You
criminal
want
law.
to help the man them, yeah?
Nah. I was interested in CSI. But you know what? Yeah, originally I was gonna be a prosecutor.
Okay.
Bro, you trying to send them?
So I was trying to send the man.
He grew up himself. He said, "I'm gonna fix it."
That's why he said Croydon like that, bro.
That's why he said Croydon.
He said Croydon. Those are the people who wanted to put in bid,
situation in the ends, man. Make it safe. You know what I mean? But like one of the teachers like, what, you're gonna be a prosecutor? That's a bit harsh. That's like, oh shit. You know what? Let me think about this. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me do defense. Because I was like, criminal. For some reason, like criminals stuff was like fascinating to me in terms of like criminology, like CSI and that. Yeah. And then I went to a case and I was like, nah, I can't do this defending. I can't.
Trying to send them to jail.
The details get crazy.
No, but I'm not trying to do either. Do you know what I mean? Because like with a lawyer, they have to tell you everything. And I went to a case that was bad. Like,
was it in court? So
barrister. So I shadowed in my first year, and it was a guy. His friends basically tried to kill him.
Oh wow!
They lured him to the park in East London.
Wow!
They basically tried to kill him. Like they set up. They went to a petrol station, got light fluid, all this stuff. It was mad.
Wow, bro!
And obviously, my barrister was defending one of them. I was like, how do you deal with it? I don't have to deal. I don't have to. It's not my decision. I just help defend the client.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know how, and he told me how much he was getting paid. I think at that time, he said he was getting 60 and he was complaining about it. It's like, so why am I going to come
wait. 60 bags?
No, but at that time, but he's at the top of his career.
Bro,
I think he was like
law?
15, 20 years in.
Whoa.
Criminal law,
15, 20
salary.
Yeah, this guy was experienced.
Yearly,
15,
60
20.
bags.
What money does a criminal have? You have to ask yourself that. What money do they have?
That's so slow.
I know them is pro bono.
That's so much work.
So that was back there. So he was complaining to me about it. So I was like, yeah, this is
Bro.
not a
20
career
years
path for me.
in.
A criminal barrister, you'd be happy now
Yeah.
to get 100k. You'd be
With 15
ecstatic.
years.
You'd be ecstatic.
15
Unless you're
years.
doing
guy
like
was
white collar crime.
Experience.
Unless you're
Nah.
representing like deep.
Yo,
When he was
that's
telling me that, I was
punishment.
like, yeah, that's mad. I was like, nah, I need to do
You say,
something
yeah,
else.
that's
So-
I'm on that.
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah, so after that, I was like,
No, it's not worth
but
it.
then in second year uni, I was working at Phone Shop 3, and then I was like, you know what, I like technology, and I was like, law's not really my thing. I want to go into technology, and that's how I got into it. After
Really?
I
That's how
did
you
a master's.
Because consultant.
Because you
Yeah.
did product management. You
Yeah.
did, what's the other one you did?
Business analysis.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how you just kept.
Yeah.
you found
So after, you know what's crazy? I actually, to me, I say I failed uni because I didn't reach my potential. I got 2.2. Poor for me, right? I was a bit of a pie animal at uni. I told you, I'm outside. You went C splash, bro. If you ask me, C splash. I was a pie animal.
This guy was in Barfest,
Nah, I was a pie animal. You have to mature. You have to mature. You have to grow up, right?
Everyone's got their backstory.
Yeah. That's, you know what I mean. You have
Why
to.
do you think he's savvy with his wallet now?
Exactly. Have you heard me tell the story? I was in, you know what I mean? I was spending money, man. Like my car money, I spent it.
Yeah.
I sold my car for like £900,
Yeah.
and instead of like putting it in
Bottles.
a savings account or
Got a
investing
table.
it,
Kalam.
I kept the cash in a
Shoebox.
cupboard.
Yeah.
My house, and every night I would go
to
out,
look at-
just
just
take out
use
from
it.
it.
So 40
Didn't look
pound
at it. One day I just went to the
And you
bank,
were carless
empty,
as well.
£40.
everything.
So no car, no money.
No car, no
Just
money,
problems.
man. Left uni, nothing.
On Savvy
that.
Wallet, bro.
Yeah. So that's why I understand. You know what I mean?
It's management of funds.
So I understand. I've been there. You get what I mean? So
How
I've
did
been
you
there.
become savvy though?
Yeah.
How did I become
What
savvy?
motivated you to become savvy? Yeah.
So what motivated me to become savvy was went to a Sony store.
Oh, yeah.
Went to a Sony store and I wanted to get a Sony tablet. It wasn't a smart decision. They ran a credit check on me and I failed because my credit score, when I left uni, I left with £500 overdraft.
You
They
fell
closed
into that
it.
Overdraft.
Yeah, but they closed the account because I wasn't
Yeah.
keeping it active. So they said I was in default.
Yeah.
So my credit score,
Yeah.
like that. So after that was embarrassing. You know when you go to Sony store,
Yeah.
I'm a black guy,
Yeah,
young black guy.
I
They
can't get a
think
tablet.
you can't even afford this anyway.
Yeah.
And then I basically proved it.
it
Like,
right.
the credit check.
Sideways.
Exactly. And this
Yeah, I
was in
hear
central
you.
London. So
Yeah.
after that, I was like, yeah, I told you, you got to sort yourself out. And then from there, I just started small. Small, man. Just saving little hit. I think my first target was, okay, I'm gonna buy a car, Volkswagen Polo.
Nice.
Started saving little by little, £50 here, £100 here, and then I got better.
That's good, man.
And from there, bought the car, and then my next goal was buying a house. And I
Okay.
think having that
This
goal,
guy didn't even go
No.
mentally. He said,
He said,
Volkswagen Polo crib.
the thing is, I think sometimes you have to just be serious with yourself.
I hear it, yeah.
And just be like, do you know what? You have to make the decision. You either live your life like that, live out your overdraft, have a bad credit score, be bad spender, or you decide, actually, you know what? This is the life I want. And for me, I was like, I need to reach my potential. I knew I had potential.
You say for like the practice of like saving for that car gave you the confidence to just say, similar to how you set that 100 million goal for your YouTube page. It was just like, okay, now I've got these habits. Why not just aim for the house? Is it a similar sort of mentality, or?
I think it's this, it's like anything you learn to do. I think if you do stuff in baby steps, you're gonna become more.
Yeah.
You guys doing this podcast, right? Like, you've done it for like 4 years, right? If you watch your old videos, I mean, I watch my old videos. Yeah, I'm saying
Talking
you
over
get
each other.
better, you get more confident with time. So I think it's always about setting yourself something small.
Yeah.
That's why I always say to people, like, if you invest like £1, £10.
Can't.
You
I
have
say
to
that to
invest like
everyone.
1,000. Just start
Do
it.
you know what I say to all
Start
the young ones that I mentor, right? Like, Money Box for me was a game changer.
Game changer.
Like, I wish I had someone tell me this from a young
Exactly.
When I was 15,
Like,
fam.
even if I was telling even my youth in church just this Sunday, like, investing or saving doesn't mean you have to like every income you get must go in there.
Yeah.
Literally
Just
do what you
something
can
small.
afford, even if it's £10
Bro,
a
just
month.
do it, man.
Just
£10,
start off with that.
£5, yeah.
Build the habit of it. Just keep putting it away, because even like for me, like that Money Box thing, my God,
Crazy,
I
innit?
just forgot
How it
about
ran
it.
up. It's
crazy.
And then
Bro, it's
when it
crazy.
got to where I wanted to buy it, so we bought a house and then did our wedding all in the same year.
Wow.
Right. But when it came to like trying to buy the house, I went back on. I said, "Oh, I've still got this Money Box," and I had other savings, right? I said, "Wait, hold on."
Yeah, bro.
How much I got here?
I just got so used to it just comes out, it just
Yeah.
comes out, and I just never looked at it. And obviously, Money Box it reinvests it for you.
Yep,
It also rounds up any.
Yep, yep.
Like, it's connected to my main card, so it rounds up the payments. And like the government also gives you. I did a lifetime.
Yeah.
action,
Yeah, I
gives you
did that
a
as well,
grand and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I was like, wait, this thing is.
It's crazy, man.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so just little
Crazy.
things like
It's
that.
It's about
getting the
starting
right
small.
habits.
It's about starting.
You know the thing is, because when I was coming here today, I was thinking about stats, and then I wanted to get the stats right. But like when you think about saving, I think in the black community, only 17% of the UK black population have more than 10 bags. No, only 17% of the UK black population have more than 10k in savings.
Wow.
Mad.
Yeah, you know what?
17%.
It's not,
17% have more than
it's
10
not
bags.
surprising, though, because it's all education.
No, but what is
Yeah.
that in UK as a whole? 'Cause I don't think it would be that.
You know
high
what?
as well.
Actually,
No,
I've
you
got-
can-
actually,
I
you know
got
what?
the stats, bro.
You know what? I researched
tiny.
myself some stuff,
36%
right?
UK as a whole. Well, yeah, 36.
If you look at ONS data, so I looked at it, the latest data that I could find,
Yeah.
2016 to 2018, right? And that obviously is going to be different.
Yeah,
from now.
yeah.
But they were saying the median net worth, right, for Black Africans was
26.
34,000
Yeah.
pounds.
net worth.
Net
Worth.
worth.
Yeah,
Net
median.
worth. That's
and in Caribbeans, 85,000 pounds.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Compared to
With
white
Windrush.
British
Like,
households, right?
wow.
300,000.
When you say
330,000.
Windrush
and for
generation
some
have
people that
money
might not understand how
houses,
net
right?
worth works, yeah, is these people don't own a crib. Because obviously if you do liabilities or against assets on a house, you probably have a crib and you probably have about 34k. So that means the median individual doesn't have a house and has less than 34k in assets total. I mean, well, net assets, which is honestly wild.
It makes sense though.
It does make sense.
It makes sense.
does.
Yeah.
Because if you earn everything you spend, the thing is,
Yeah, if you
black people
spend-
earn
yeah.
a lot of money. I feel like they make a
spend
lot of
it.
money, but we spend a lot.
Yeah, man.
We spend a lot.
Because
So
we have the
you-
right habits.
We
Well,
spend a
that,
lot.
But then I feel
Yeah.
like there's a lot of upfront. What's the word? There's a lot of cost that we have to sort of deal
Black
with.
tax?
Yeah, but there's a black tax.
There is black tax.
There is black tax.
There is black tax.
I'll say also
I will
similar
talk
to what
about
you said
it.
about the Windrush people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot more infrastructure already baked within their sort of system, or whether it's evil people, whatever. Yeah, that I feel like from our generation now, as like first generations or whatever, we're still sort of having to help parents out. We're still having to...
Yeah, that's black tax, bro.
I know, but I hate to refer it.
You don't want to say the black
It is what it is.
It's what it is,
I
man.
feel like it's not
It is.
just us that deal with that sort of whatever.
No, but we
we mostly do
it.
it,
First
man.
wealth
Yeah.
generation,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
trying to say,
and
right?
also I don't want to be harsh on that, really, but
If I have to be honest,
our
man.
mindset
It's finished.
is very different when you compare us to our counterparts. So, like for instance, if you look at the Asian community, they're very much focused around
Togetherness.
come as a
Group
community,
economy.
build,
Yeah.
and each person start to
Yeah.
create their own thing, buy a house. Even the system of buying a house. I remember one of my old colleagues said, you know, what they do is loads of families will share one house, and everyone will be saving into one pot, and basically each family will one by one get a house, but you still have to contribute
To
get
everyone
a house.
else's.
So the pot again, so the next person get a house. Eventually, after how many years, everyone will have a house.
Yeah.
And then you just keep recycling that same mentality. Your house will now be a pot for someone to come to, and then you help out again. So like
Wow.
in their community, that's how they grow.
But I think my question is
on.
always like, why do we spend at the extremities of what we earn?
I think I understand.
I just want to know, because when I think about it, it's like, why can't we?
break it down.
No,
for
but
me-
why can't we not just live a life
goes
on
back to
50% of our
slavery.
paycheck?
You think it goes back to
It goes
slavery?
back to slavery. Think about
Slavery?
this, yeah. The history of black people comes from a place of lack, right?
Yeah.
Comes from a place of not being allowed to do certain things. We were then given rights, finally, right? And we had to basically rebuild our systems, rebuild our place in society, right? Now, what is the biggest way of showcasing that I've now made it and I now have freedom?
Flashy cars,
is to show that
stuff.
I can buy
Flashy
whatever I want.
clothes, yeah.
I can spend whatever I want. I can go anywhere I want. So it's by spending.
But then we weren't enslaved, so I don't. Why is that mentality we got?
Is it UK? Is it US slaves? Or
I
us?
don't
Yeah.
think
let
it's
me
slavery.
know.
I think he means,
So,
colonialism.
That is
Okay.
no, no,
Okay, okay.
For me,
Fair.
it starts from there, but then that trickles
It
down to
is-
the next generations. Because if from that time,
Yeah.
that's the mindset they have, you now have children and you're not prioritizing stuff like saving and building wealth. You're prioritizing. Show that you're rich. For instance, Nigerian culture is very flashy,
Very
especially
flashy,
Yoruba
yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
We have money. You spend however money on your wedding, and you're in debt after the wedding. But we had a great wedding. You know,
Bro.
that's the priority because they want to show that they're rich. Meanwhile, other cultures, they don't really care about looking rich.
They want to be
They
actually
want
rich.
to
Actually be
and
rich,
also, it's a case of how much does the black community keep the money within their system. We don't. I don't know if you've seen the stats before that in the
Oh
black
yeah,
community.
Yeah.
How long does it go around before he leaves?
Yeah.
I think
it's
not even
I
a
think
day.
I think it's 0 point something.
I think
Yeah.
it's hours. Whereas they were looking at, they looked at the Jewish community.
Yeah.
Theirs is number one.
Yeah.
Their thing just keeps staying.
Yeah.
Eternally.
Jewish
You know what's
system.
so funny?
Wow,
I
man.
think what you said is right, but I think the issue is even more fundamental than even what you've just explained. Because in my opinion, especially when you operate in, well, wherever you operate as a black person in this world, actually, to be fair, because even if you're dealing with the IMF or whatever, naturally African countries will have a worse credit rating than a lot of these other countries, right? So just from a world perspective, there's a way that we're viewed, right?
Yeah.
And it goes back to what you're saying, that a lot of the times our counterparts of other races, they don't need to prove themselves as much to get that same level of respect.
what you mean, yeah.
So, for example, you can see a Jewish man or a white man or a whatever man passing or whatever, driving the type of car. You won't really have much assumptions as to what he does for a living,
Fair.
what he drives.
Fair.
what
Meanwhile,
he
we're trying to
makes.
prove
Whereas
ourselves.
Yeah.
For us, if you see us in anything less than a certain point, a lot of the times people.
Oh, you
are
think he's
making
going for a mad
assumptions.
thing?
People are
Yeah.
making assumptions. So a lot of the times, what we do is to try and counteract those assumptions that people are going
By spending.
No, of course, but then it's that natural reaction to sort of protect yourself from that. Whereas a lot of the other races, they don't necessarily.
It's almost like a vicious
You know what
circle
I mean?
where it's like
Yeah.
I
And
perceive
I think
you,
that's what I think that's
I
the
perceive you in this
fundamental-
way because like you're a black man and you're driving this, and I don't want you to perceive me doing this to how I perceive you, so that I'm now going to spend so I look like a big
Even
boy.
like it
Yeah.
goes down to our politicians. Look at our politicians. A lot of politicians. Look at how the Ukrainian president walks around. He walks around. Obviously, they're Jewish.
Yeah.
But he's wearing a black T-shirt. No one really
so
whatever.
chill.
Whereas
Essentially,
our president
we're
will be
saying all
wearing-
of this is rooted in insecurity.
Yeah.
Insecurity.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely ego to it. Yeah,
But
there's definitely ego.
I think the other piece as well, and I think we talked about it as well, is that a lot of our parents were in fight or flight mode, and when you're in fight or flight mode, you can't really be strategic. You can't really necessarily be, because what you're spending. Because for me, my parents never took me on holiday once. Like every holiday I've been on in my life with my parents, I paid for it. So it's like my parents never had the opportunity to necessarily sit down and think, okay, how can we save money? No, the focus is let's pay the rent, let's make sure there's food, let's clothe these kids, and whatever it is, offering.
Yeah.
Like I like honestly,
That's the
bro, that's what it is, bro. So for me, it's like even the concept of saving is not even something I got taught. It's something that it's something you realize, like, how much is a crib again? Or a depot? Depot is 40 bags. All right, cool. What's my account saying? All right, cool. Let me start saving. But and that's kind of what makes you. But the thing is, you don't even have the behaviors, and that's what is so hard, because like when there's a goal, it's great. But if those behaviors are in you from when you're a child, it's like they're so ingrained in your mind that hitting your goals is even going to easy, because it's just like, I know how to save. Yeah, 50% of my salary goes into my savings immediately. That's normal, guys. But for us, it's a bit different.
And I think that's why, in terms of even our generation, right, it takes a lot longer to get to the point where you can now start hitting some of those goals, like buying a house, etc. Because you have to go through that process of learning in a very harsh way, in the sense that, okay,
Very
maybe,
harsh.
like you said, for example, you had to experience that credit issue to realize, okay, I need to make some changes, and then finally start making those changes.
And I'm
harsh,
trying to-
very independent.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Whereas our
what it
counterparts,
is.
they've been almost introduced to the concept of money,
young.
introduced to the concept of, you know, finances, saving, buying a house, etc. And that's already ingrained. And now it's a case of, okay, I need to do the right thing. Some of them don't even care. They just feel like they'll be fine regardless. You know, mum and dad, I'm going to inherit the house.
Honestly.
You know, it's fine.
Honestly.
Whereas for us, there isn't that. And we're also having to learn how money truly works. Before it really clicks, you now find yourself in your 30s and it's like, oh, damn, I need to buy a house.
Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy. One of my guests actually was telling me that he's teaching his grandsons already how to invest, and they're younger than 10.
Younger than
And
10.
Beautiful, man.
yeah, and they already know they know how to they invest in their favorite brands. One of them
Wow.
supports, I think, like Liverpool, and so they're supporting in a bank that sponsors Liverpool.
Wow.
So the thing is, the truth of the matter is, education is so much more important than people think, which is why I'm doing the work I'm doing, because without that, right, doesn't matter, like, if you have money, you don't know what to do with it, right?
That's it.
So let's say, okay, you're starting from scratch. Okay, let's say you're making 50 grand a month. You're gonna be inclined to spend it, because you don't understand that if I don't spend enough, if I don't invest, that I might have to work forever.
Yeah.
Not putting anything into pension, right? You also don't understand that actually, because you're not educated, you don't know that actually investing his time in these 10, 15, 20, 30 years
Opportunity
for you
cost.
to grow. So you don't get that. You don't know what you're missing out on, right? So you don't understand that. And then if it's coming to like property, I think in this country is like, is very, I'll say
I saw that
established,
reel. Yeah, I saw that video.
right?
Yeah.
Established, I think most people's goals is that. And you know, that's just generally speaking. But even that, right? I don't think people even think enough to how to leverage property. For me, I was very strategic with where I bought. I knew the Elizabeth line was coming.
Okay.
I was like, okay, cool. If that's coming, the value's gonna go up. And I've got more equity than I put in.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, like triple. So I knew
Beautiful.
that, right? So even property sometimes is not always gonna help you out, because in some cases the value can go down.
Yeah.
If you buy
Let's say it could dip.
Bro, for real.
again. So this is the
Bro,
thing
for
with
real.
education, right? It's so important. But you know, one of the things that I think about, right? One of the things I always hear commonly, and I don't know if you guys like have heard it as well. I always hear that, oh, I just need more money. Oh, I'm gonna buy a house next year. I'm gonna buy a house next year. I've heard that for 10, 15 years from family members.
People with less money
10,
that
15
buy.
years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a house, I'm gonna buy a house. And all you see is just a cycle, the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Just spending, just all the money. They think they don't have enough. They do, but they just
don't
spend.
manage it.
Just don't manage it.
Yeah.
Just don't manage it. Do you get what I mean? At the end of the day, right? We all like shopping. Come on, man. We all like shopping, but
It's
That's
hard,
contrary
you know,
appetite.
'cause
it's hard to know.
It's that lifestyle inflation. Like, you get a bit more money, and it's like, I even remember like subtle things I've even done. Like, the moment your salary starts to go, it's like, I don't really need to go like to Esquire Nice. I don't even do them things anymore.
What,
Some
Waitrose?
things now.
You go
for instance,
Waitrose now.
When I want to buy steak, I buy it from M&S.
Oh, look.
No,
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Can I have like that?
No, you might, like, in my head, I might think, oh, that's normal. But that's actually how it starts.
No, it's not normal, bro.
Yeah.
That's
And
not
you keep
normal.
spending.
That's not normal.
It's not normal, bro.
Steak from M&S.
Why
You can't
not?
go to the bull
You're rich, bro. So are you.
I'm not rich. I'm not rich.
You're rich,
I'm not
bro.
rich.
You're buying
I'm
steak
not
from
rich.
M&S.
No, but think about it.
How much is that steak? Let's talk about it.
£30.
That's
Hey, no, I'm joking. How much is
Is it gaucho?
£7-8.
Yeah.
14. Oh,
one.
No, it depends what steak.
Nah,
For
he's
ribeye.
buying
For one?
He's buying a good
For
man
ribeye?
steak.
Oh, yeah, this guy. This guy.
You are crazy. You exposed yourself.
2 for 28 then. 2 for 28 then.
Two.
I'll take it.
£28.
Yeah, so it's £30.
You might as well get takeaway, bro.
Let me get to my point.
Oh, Jesus.
So I feel like there's certain things that
set yourself
if you don't
up.
understand how to manage money,
Yeah.
even when you get increase,
Yeah.
because you haven't built the right money management skills and you don't truly understand how money works, and to understand that life is about making sure my expenses are less than my income.
Where?
When you get any increase, I want a newer car.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what? I can afford it.
Yeah.
Why don't I just get a newer car?
New perfume, fam.
You know what?
New crepes.
I'm not gonna park far and walk 10 minutes to this motive. I'm just gonna pay for parking.
Come.
Why not? It's only.
Even I only park at the yellow line. I pay ticket, man. Come.
And the thing is,
Adds up.
subtle things like that is why people never
Exactly.
get
Yeah,
to achieve
man.
their goals, because it may seem like a subtle decision, and it's like, oh, I no longer do Audi, I do M&S Waitrose.
It's incremental.
These things start to add up,
Yeah.
and then you feel like, wait, I've had a 30k pay increase, 40k pay increase.
Can't
but
see it.
I still feel like I'm in the same level. I'm
Yeah.
still struggling to afford certain things and to
100%.
invest. So it's such a cycle.
Discipline,
Honestly,
Big cycle.
it's a
It's all
big
about
cycle.
discipline.
Yeah,
It's all about
yeah.
discipline. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, right, like I think with discipline, it's hard because if you're a young person, I understand the urge to want to get the nice,
Yeah.
get the nice,
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah,
nice
I like
cars.
nice
But the
cars.
funny thing is, that's the best time.
To start.
All the old people, older people that I've had on the podcast, one of the things that they always regret is that they
Didn't start.
started earlier.
Okay.
So it's
Same.
it's so funny when we're young. That's when we think,
Safe,
this is the
safe.
time to have fun. Yeah, have a bit of fun, but you think that in your 30s is your life is done. It's not like that. That is the best time
Just
to
start-
work your
Yeah.
hardest, invest your hardest. Exactly.
But there's a balance, though.
No, you can't do
why
too
I-
much. You
know
can't
why
do
I
too
struggle?
much.
Because it's like we work so hard,
Yeah.
that there's an element of you have to reward yourself.
You have to
Little-
reward
you know what?
yourself.
so that you don't feel like all I do is work.
Yeah.
But what I'll say to you is
But
this is
who does that? Who does a small? If you're doing a small road, then you're on the right track. But most of us don't. That's the truth.
you know the lifestyle inflation thing you said, it's because especially when it's incremental, you don't notice that your lifestyle's changing. So you're almost like your hair, you've got hair, but you've got hair at a very, very slow rate. But this whole buffer you've eaten, and that should really have been your reward. But you've eaten into it because you let your lifestyle creep. Really and truly, you should be living like hair. And if you continue to live like hair, then you could start doing a little reward and then come back down, a little reward and come back down. So for me, it's like, if you haven't arrested your lifestyle inflation, you're not deserving of a reward.
It's like gaining weight. Whilst you're gaining weight,
Yeah, bro, you don't know it.
clock until you look back at
Exactly.
it.
Bro,
so true.
That man-
And then when you're fat, you're saying, oh yeah, I should be eating McD's, man. I should still get one KFC. No, bro, you shouldn't.
If you man had to review to date how much money you wasted, how much
Oh,
you
no,
spent?
no. Let's not even go.
Have you not watched the KSI show?
Which one?
The I think it's called Inside. Season
Yeah,
2.
yeah, yeah.
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
You see how they spend?
Yeah.
That's a good
Oh, the
psychology.
250K.
Watch that.
Oh, okay,
Watch
yeah.
that. That's the psychology.
They be wasting
of
money on
people,
rubbish.
Sweets, all of that. So imagine you can win a game. You can win. I can't remember. I think it's $250,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
But basically, the money goes down if you spend it on certain things. Right? So these man could have lived frugally. They could have been like,
Yeah.
And they're gonna
Yeah.
win this money back.
And I think they're
Yeah.
only there for a week or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna leave with maybe, let's say, 150.
Yeah, calm. They were buying stupid things like pizza
silly
for like 5
things.
bags or
Anything.
something.
Pizza for
Anything.
what?
Bro,
From where?
bro,
So
like
they're buying anything
John
for
Paul's in New York.
for extra a lot of money,
for
bro.
a lot of money.
So like,
Do you think you've
ridiculous.
wasted up to $1 million so far in your life?
No, I hope not.
To this day, all your life.
you know what I regret the
my
most
life.
sometimes, yeah? Renting.
Yeah, I hear it.
When like, bro, like if I think about it, yeah. If I think about it, I think I spent, okay, it was 9 bills a month, 12, 1,000, that's 10 bags. That's 50 racks.
On renting in
I'm
how long?
renting for 5 years. 50
How much are you
racks.
Was
paying
it
a
there?
month?
9 bills. 9 bills, and then obviously with
It's not bad though.
Similar for 3-4 years.
yeah.
I mean,
it's a lot of money,
sometimes
man.
you gotta do that.
Yeah, your mental
yeah.
health.
But I think,
Sometimes
but I
you gotta do it for your
think no, you know
mental
what?
health.
It's because I go on Monzo and I click. Obviously, I'll send it to my boy. I click it and I see, bro, I'll send you 50 bags. Like, how?
Where do you do your wedding?
Don't worry, bro. Just
really
I already told you,
you
man.
really
What I'm
learn-
gonna do is gonna shock
Bro,
people.
you see spending.
I don't think it's gonna shock me,
I'm
bro.
gonna shock people.
Shock you.
Nah.
When you realize how much you spent,
I'm
yeah,
gonna shock
There was
people.
a time I sat down. I was like, how much I actually spent? Like,
No, no one
Bro,
told you, though, man.
bro, Biz, certain people
No
are gonna
one
get
told you
Zoom
this,
link. They're
man.
gonna be so
happens
confused.
though.
No, but I hear it, but no one
You
told
know, you know
though.
what's mad about weddings? It's not like someone just says to you, "Oh, give us 50K." It doesn't work like
No,
that.
no,
It's
no.
like
It's incremental.
this one
Little
quotes,
money
this
here
one
and there,
quotes
yeah.
that
Yeah.
amount,
Yeah.
paying it
3 grand.
in installments, and before you know it, when you then look back, it's like, oh wait, how did I spend?
You knew your billing was coming though. You knew your billing
No, but I
was
didn't
coming.
think it would be that mad.
Do you have to pay like dowry?
No, so they were nice with
Okay.
us.
Yeah.
We just had to buy certain items, and I think we had to. She's gone in.
Okay.
So we had to pay. I think like 500 towards dowry, and then had to give like 100 towards the dad, 100 towards the mum, and like just gift the siblings.
Okay.
So it wasn't.
you got
in-
off lucky.
In total, it
I've
was
heard
like
some
a
people
grand.
way more.
No,
10,
that's the-
15.
I want like
yeah.
they look up, like they said,
Yeah.
don't worry, we're gonna nice you. Do you get? So I was. Did you have to pay? What country?
Nothing
you
like
from?
that. Nigeria as well.
Ah, yeah, they're good.
Igbo or Yoruba?
Igbo.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
That's normally tight, bro.
Not every
Like family members like me. They like me. No, we had to do something
What
similar.
kind of fast track did you have or something, bro?
How'd you get away with that? bro?
You know, we had to pay for stuff in Nigeria.
What are you saying?
We had to pay for stuff in Nigeria.
Okay.
But you know,
It was calm.
it wasn't
They're
10,
nice,
it wasn't 10 grand or anything like
Bro,
that.
you bust case, you know that, right?
But
You bust case, bro. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
But yeah, obviously time has gone.
You know what's so mad? We didn't even get to cover a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
there's so much stuff we want to do,
We
but
can do part 2.
yeah,
we'll do
okay.
part
we need
two.
it. We need
Part
it.
two.
We even had a
'Cause-
dilemma for you.
Yeah, there was so
Yeah,
much
we'll
more
do
we need
part
to get
two.
into.
You know?
We'll do part 2, but thank you so much for coming. We really enjoy your content.
No, I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you for all the work you do for the community and the people you bring on. Like you've been
Yeah.
a great support.
Yeah.
But yeah, plug yourself quickly before we let
Thank
everyone
you.
go.
Yeah, so obviously you can find me on all social media platforms, SavvyWallet, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Yeah, just, if you're ready to really learn about money, build wealth,
Invest.
yeah, invest. And then
Yes.
come and check out the channel. Obviously, I know like money can be a bit, what's the word? Taboo, can be a bit scary, but we try
savvy.
to open the conversations as much
Yeah,
as we
man.
can. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a nice community.
Lovely one.
And yeah, support SB Live.
Come on.
I like what
Appreciate
you
it, man.
lot are
Thank
doing.
you, man.
Support
Thank you very
SB
much,
Live.
man.
And
I'm here to support you guys. That's why I came down, because I was like, yeah, I'm going to support it.
No,
Guys,
thank you so
please
much. man.
Tune into
Thank you so
Savvy
much.
Wallet. Honestly, it's
Amazing.
Thank you,
it's
man.
amazing. But
Honestly.
like,
God's work, man.
Comment, subscribe.
All of that.
we live, we out. God bless.
Out.
Thank you.